When I was 11 years old, I was catfished by a 30-year-old woman on the internet who was pretending to be a 7-year-old who was dying of cancer. I wish I was making this up. I used to Skype with a lot of the friends I made on YouTube and on the internet, and one of them was my really good friend at the time, Stephanie. I don't remember exactly how Stephanie met this girl, but it was through some Facebook groups. She used to reach out to families with kids in the hospital and like give them gifts, and I met her through Stephanie. Something like that. So I'm going to tell you this story as if you don't know where it's going. So I'm just going to tell you it from how I saw it. So as far as we knew, we were speaking to a little girl named Kyrie who was from Ireland who was sick in the hospital with cancer. And when she would talk to us on Skype, she sounded like a child. Her voice sounded like she was 7. She would Skype us from the hospital and she would update us all the time. We would get daily messages on updates on her treatment. She would tell us when she was going in for chemotherapy, when she was going in for radiation, all this stuff. And she also had her mom who would come on Skype and talk to us as well. And nothing really looked shady. Like, she had a Facebook page, there was a donation page. Every single family member that she mentioned had a Facebook page. Mom, dad, grandma, sister, like everyone was accounted for, you know? There was only really one big red flag, and that was that she would never turn her camera on. She never went on video. And we did think it was weird, but then again, we were like children, so it wasn't as big of a deal as it would be to me now. There were instances that we asked why she never went on camera, and her mom, quote unquote, would tell us it's because she was in radiation or sick. Like, there was always a little excuse, and we felt weird questioning it. This escalated to the point that we were sending her gifts and money. We would mail her like care packages of toys and blankets and things a 7-year-old would like. Sometimes we would get really scary messages that would make us all cry and panic from her mom on Skype that would tell us that she's not doing well and they don't know if she's gonna make it. This went on for probably 2 years, right? And then one day, I don't remember what happened, but my friend Stephanie and I were looking at a photo of Kyrie in the hospital. And I don't know what compelled us to do this, but one of us was like, zoom in on her bracelet, her hospital bracelet. And when we looked at the bracelet did not say Kyrie. The bracelet said Megan. And we were like, that's a little strange. So we searched the name that we saw on the bracelet on Facebook, and this is when all the pieces start to fall together, because we find a real little girl named Megan who has cancer, who has a whole Facebook page. And then it hits us. Whoever we have been speaking to has been putting on a fake persona under the name of Kyrie and using this little girl's photos and speaking to us in a baby voice. At this point, we had no idea if it was a child or an adult or like what was going on. We messaged the mom of the real little girl and she starts freaking out. She confirms that it was not her, it was not her daughter, no one in their family was involved in this. And then she's the one that actually figured out who was behind it. And it was the babysitter. A 30-year-old woman had been putting on a baby voice, coming on a call with a bunch of kids and pretending to be a sick little girl to get gifts and money. This was the girl's babysitter. Like, she had unlimited access to photos of the little girl, photos of the family, things to make it seem more legit. But none of what she was doing, none of the money and the gifts she got actually went to the little girl. So where did they go? And like, how sick of an individual do you have to be in the brain to like do that? What's wrong with you, love? Something, that's for sure. If it couldn't possibly get worse, her name was Karen.